Welcome to Inside Club. I am Groot. That's Groot for I am your host, Brandon Cortez. Now, alongside me is Pablo Andres Pachucho and Alejandro Levine. Welcome. We're starting the show a little bit differently, guys, this time of week. We're going to talk about Champions League, and this time it's going to be 360 in 4, so 360 minutes wrapped up in 4 minutes. Rules are simple. Talk about all 4 games, Champions League this weekend. Let's get started. Now, Borussia Dortmund failed to make a comeback against Tottenham at home. Aggregate score was 4-0. What made Spurs a stronger team this tie?
I think the first leg, they took care of it easy. They came to the Signal Iduna Park. They sat back. They wanted to concede. They wanted to conserve that lead. And after that, Harry Kane got that away goal. Borussia Dortmund would have needed 5 goals to go through, so it pretty much put the tie to bed.
Yeah, basically at this point, like after Harry Kane scored that 1 goal, Borussia Dortmund, they just lost their morale. And that's just what happened, you know? They were crushed, and they just lost the game.
And to say, losing 3-0 the first leg, losing 1-0, it sucks to say, but it wasn't bad for a team like Dortmund at home. So let's see what happens for them in the Bundesliga.
Yeah, let's
Still
hope
got
they
a
keep
remaining
that
games.
lead.
Second place, tied with Bayern in the first place. So
yeah.
Let's see what happens for them. All right. Following the 2 defeats against Barcelona at the Bernabeu, Real Madrid failed to win at home to Ajax in a 4-1 result. Was Real's lack of confidence an advantage for Ajax?
Well, I feel that the problem for this game was that Real Madrid had too much confidence. They just felt they were underestimating Ajax way too much. They took it for granted, and because of that, Ajax swept them under their feet. They lost this game on 1-4, and aggregate was 3-5, and yeah, I don't. Real deserved this loss. They deserve to get out there, and yeah.
I think it was just like. It's almost unfathomable to think that this game would have happened a few months ago, right? They were 3 times champions of Europe, but two guys leave the team and everything goes to crap. It's like you have incredibly talented players on the other team though. Ajax has Ziyech, Tadic, all these guys.
Absolutely. Frankie de Jong, I think he made the Bernabeu his home in this game.
Definitely.
All right, so let's see what happens to Real Madrid in La Liga. They're playing second fiddle to Barcelona. Anyways, FC Porto and AS Roma were the only two teams, to go to extra time in this game. For AS Roma, they were semifinalists last season, and now they were knocked out early this year. What happened to AS Roma?
Well, they were just exhausted. At the end of they went to extra time, and it seemed like it was going to go to penalties. Both teams were just exhausted, but they just kept fighting and fighting and fighting. And luckily, I guess you could say for FC Porto, they got a penalty thanks to VAR. Off of this game and also from the game after this about PSG versus Man United, VAR had a huge influence on the games. And honestly, I think it's for the better.
Yeah, I think those penalties probably wouldn't have happened, and it would have been unfair in the end. I think VAR just makes the game a lot more solid and fair, and I don't think it really takes away as much momentum as some people say from the game.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, extra time does play a big effect. I feel like at that point it goes for either team.
Yeah.
Anyways, the surprise result of the round of 16 was Manchester United making an impressive comeback against PSG, down 2 away goals to score 3 themselves, and a 3rd consecutive round of 16 elimination for PSG. 2 different stories in this game, but what was Manchester United's inspiration in this one?
Our inspiration was the new manager, of course. In his words, his passion. He puts passion into the players. Well, almost half the team that Man United had for that game were from the academy, the reserve team.
PSG also didn't have Cavani or Neymar.
Okay, but
they were also they're starting Dani Alves on the right wing.
PSG has a better team than United.
On paper, they had a way better team than Man United.
And if you look at the game, PSG should have won. That penalty at the end shouldn't have been given.
Well, no, it shouldn't.
It was actually when VAR.
It was rightfully given.
No.
It was rightfully given.
Slow motion.
All right, guys. All right, we're going to cut it there, all right? You guys can fight later on the Looney Tunes. All right, stuff. When we come back, we're going to talk about weekend recap. Stay tuned on WTOP 10.
You don't have to wear a uniform for service or sacrifice. Every day, ordinary Americans perform extraordinary acts of courage and selfless service. Please join us in recognizing citizen heroes who have made a difference in the lives of others through their acts of courage and selfless service in communities across America. Nominate a citizen hero today at themedalofhonor.com.
Welcome back. This is a weekend recap. Serie A fiddle teams Lazio and Fiorentina played to a draw. Star strikers Luis Muriel and Ciro Immobile both scored. Now, both teams are outside of the top 7 for European competition. Who's more likely to make it based on that result?
Well, I don't think either team is going to make it into any European Cup for next season. Both I think are going to stay where they are and just like in the middle of the table. And
I think Lazio is definitely making it into the European spots. They're 2 spots behind them at this point in the season. I think they've got just too deep a team. They've got too many good players. They've got Lucas Leiva, they've got Milinkovic-Savic, they've got Immobile, they've got all these guys who are really going to help them push in this last part of the season.
Well, seems that you agree. I see something off your face there.
I don't know. I feel that at the end of the day, Lazio, they have like really good talented players, but I just don't think they have anyone that's clutch enough to carry them for the rest of the season.
How far can Quagliarella, that's his name, right? For Fiorentina, how much can he carry the team? I mean, they don't really have as solid a team as Lazio. I think Lazio is just in a much better position at this point in the season.
I think they'll keep moving up little by little, but I just don't think by the end of the season they'll make it for European competition.
Right. And just like to say, because Lazio lost their longtime captain, Lucas Biglia, to Milan. Seems like things are going well for him, but there hasn't been someone to really fill in that role for Lazio, even with Ciro Immobile.
Yeah. No, they have to play very conservatively because their defenders are so bad that they actually need the attackers to come back and help defend sometimes.
Right.
So they play with wing backs and they play with sometimes they play with like 6 center backs. It's pretty crazy what this type of formations they have.
Well, park the bus, huh?
Yeah.
It's always the last minute strategy.
Yeah.
All right. We're moving on. Constant top 4 challengers, Sevilla and Real Sociedad, battled it out in Andalusia today. Sevilla came out on top with an impressive 5-2 win. Mikel Oyarzabal scored 2 for Sociedad, and Wissam Ben Yedder scored a hat-trick for the winners. Now, without either of these 2 players, can these teams survive?
Yeah, I think they can. Ben Yedder had of course he had an amazing game. He scored a hat-trick or whatever, but he's not like always like in form like this. It's not like a constant thing. It's always like.
I mean, he's been incredible this season. He's been probably the best striker in Spain aside from like Suarez, obviously.
But what I'm saying is that he isn't always consistent. That's what I'm saying. And
I mean, maybe in past seasons, but this season he's just been incredible for them.
And do you think he'll be able to keep up this form for the following seasons?
And I think the rest of the Sevilla team is strong enough. They've got guys like Mercado. They've got Promes, who's actually starting to embrace his role as a wingback. Yeah. Nobody thought he would come in and be able to play as a wingback.
I mean, hey, with a name like Promise, you got to show promise.
Yeah. People thought he'd just be up the field, and he's doing a lot of defensive work.
Right, he is. And we saw Sevilla earlier this season actually leading the table at once. Mm-hmm. They have fallen down due to the growth of Barcelona and Atletico. But I think they do have what it takes. Meanwhile,
and Pablo Machin is a very good coach.
And Real Sociedad, there hasn't been a big star since Antoine Griezmann, the Spaniard Oyarzabal, scoring, assistant then and there. But I feel like him alone, he can't do the job.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it goes back to like what we talked about the last game, where they just don't have like that player to come in clutch for us this season.
Right, that makes the big difference. Yeah. Now, do you think any of them? They're both outside of the top 4 right now. Do you think Sevilla has a chance?
I think Sevilla definitely does have a chance. I think they can go on a run late in the season. Definitely not Sociedad. They just don't have enough.
Yeah, Sevilla always has a chance.
Yeah. As long as Real Sociedad really gets someone as good as Griezmann or maybe, fill in that player. But other than that, it seems like they're just in a big abyss right now. Now, it's not often we talk about a team twice in an episode, but it is impossible to skip over this one. Pablo, I know you're laughing. Arsenal came out on top with a surprising win over Manchester United, who was arguably in better form. Now, Pablo, answer me this. What was the difference today for Manchester United than midweek against PSG?
I just think it just came down to luck today. I mean, you said it yourself. in today's
The
game.
penalty, absolutely, yeah, lucky. But I'd say that first goal, John.
Yeah, the first goal.
Controlled that.
No, I'm talking about like as in luck, as in where like you guys actually like finished your chances while Manchester United didn't. Like you said earlier today when you and me were talking about this, both teams had, like, it was a fantastic game. It was an incredible game.
Yeah.
It was an incredible game to watch. Both teams were playing really well, but I guess to say that just Man United were just unlucky where we just would not finish our chances. We hit like the crossbar twice.
Solskjaer after the game, he actually said that they had played better in this game than when they actually beat Arsenal in the FA Cup earlier in the year.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there is something in that, but I think definitely Arsenal just deserves.
And it was just the defense on both sides were just spectacular.
Yeah.
Of course, at the end it comes to who finishes. Arsenal did that better, but yeah,
I mean this result just made for top four a lot more interesting.
Absolutely.
A lot more interesting.
Yeah, did you see how Lacazette was playing in that game? He was just creating so many incredible chances.
I mean, just like how you were how we were talking about before, how like for like the rest of the season now we need players to like turn things on.
Yeah.
Lacazette seems to be one of those players.
Absolutely. Yeah, he may not score every game, but you could tell that partnership with Aubameyang.
He's a striker, but his main job isn't really to score; it's to create chances.
Absolutely, and that's the argument that people have with the number 9 striker and the 11 striker. Lacazette really fills that number 11 role where he can help out on the team. Yeah, absolutely, because, you know, Ozil sometimes creating those chances. Lacazette has to create those.
No, Ozil's the one making the runs into the box when Lacazette is playing. So,
Absolutely. All right, guys. Well, when we come back, we're going to talk about upcoming games for next week. Stay tuned out here on WTOP 10.
What would happen if I had to pick up the phone, call 911 for one of my family members or one of my neighbors? What would I do if no one was on the other end to respond? What if there was no 911? So you can be a part of the solution.
Anybody can be a firefighter. Male, female, younger, older.
We have school teachers. We have leaders in business.
Is me, you, anyone that wants to be.
There is no typical firefighter.
Hey guys, when we're not doing the real deal, what do you like to do in your free time?
Well, I like to watch WTOP 10 movies on demand.
Yeah, me too. You know, there's such a wide variety of films that anybody on campus can watch.
And it's free.
And it's free.
How do I get to this movies on demand?
Well, all you have to do is go to WTOP10.com and click the Movies on Demand tab.
Hey, let's go watch one right now to review on our next show.
Are you thinking about buying medicine online? A search for online pharmacies yields more than 20 million results. But which ones can you trust? Medicines bought from unlicensed online pharmacies can be dangerous. You may get a fake drug, your condition may get worse, or you may experience a bad reaction. Don't put your health at risk. To learn how to find an online pharmacy that's safe and legal, visit fda.gov/BeSafeRx. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
Here at WTOP, we pride ourselves on delivering you all the news you need to know from the day's events.
Whether it's happened on Capitol Hill
or right here in Oswego, we make sure you know all about it. We keep you up to date on all your favorite Oswego and professional sports.
And our Storm Team 10 meteorologists will make sure that you know exactly what weather you're up against when you start your day.
Every Monday through Thursday night, make sure to tune in to Channel 10.2, because at WTOP, we don't just tell you the news.
We are
the news.
Welcome back. More Champions League today. Now, Atletico Madrid visit Turin in hopes to keep their 2-goal lead in aggregate. Does Juventus have what it takes to overcome the score as United did against PSG?
Yeah, I think they do, definitely. But it's very easy to predict the Atletico Madrid's tactics for this game. And they're just going to sit back. They're going to take all the pressure. They're going to stifle that attack. And, that's what Diego Simeone has done, and he's gotten to 2 Champions League finals doing that. So I think for me, the favorite is Madrid. I'm going with Madrid, but I think Juventus definitely do have a chance.
Definitely. If Man United had a chance, definitely Juventus will have a chance, especially when they have Cristiano Ronaldo. You can just see, due to in Real Madrid, they're in chaos right now. A part of that has to be because Ronaldo left. Ronaldo just has that mentality, where in Champions League, he knows how to come in clutch. And he's going to do that for this game.
Sweet. Now, do you think Ronaldo, he is Mr. Champions League, as they usually call him. Do you think he has what it takes to, give Juventus that spark of life?
Yeah, I think it's actually not only about him. I think the whole team has to come through. I think guys like Mandzukic have to perform way better than they did.
Well,
in the first leg. Ronaldo was the only one playing well in the first leg on Juventus, but the rest of the guys have to step up. Ronaldo's really not enough by himself.
No, it's a team performance, like you said. It's a team performance. Everyone has to step it up. But I'm saying I think Cristiano Ronaldo, due to his experience and his posture, he just puts everyone in that mentality,
Yeah, but that's Max Allegri's job to get that out of his players, but not Ronaldo. And so I think Allegri has to really get a good tactical plan and attacking plan right. Get a goal early. And get out of there.
Absolutely. Well, we will see if Juventus make it out of the friend zone. Many guys don't. Anyways, Liverpool visit Munich with a 0-0 aggregate score. Bayern have to be careful as a draw with some type of goal means that Liverpool move on. Who has more pressure in this game?
I think Liverpool have the most pressure, especially because not only they made it to the finals last year, so they're expected to reach that level again, and not only that, but actually win it. But also, they also have the pressure from Premier League. They're fighting it out with Man City. I mean, I know Bayern's fighting it out with Borussia Dortmund too, but I just think
I think Liverpool definitely have a lot more pressure on them. Bayern, I feel like Bayern are content with an all right European campaign this year. I don't think they're super stressed about going out in the round of 16. They've got a lot to focus on in the league, but Liverpool are under pressure in England and...
Well, I disagree with that, though. I mean, regardless, if Bayern Munich gets out round of 16, that's embarrassing for them.
It's to the team that went to the final last year. You could say the same thing about Liverpool, that they're going out to a very good team, but I think just there's so much pressure on Liverpool to do something this year, to win something, because we haven't won something in such a long time.
Yeah. I mean, I do agree. I think Liverpool does have the most pressure between the two teams. Yeah. Sadly, I think Bayern Munich's going to win the game 1-0.
It's hard for me to go with Liverpool, but I'm going to go with them 2-0. 2-1.
Yeah, Bayern. If they do win by some chance, I don't think they're going to win without getting the score line.
If I were a betting man, I would bet on Bayern Munich, to be honest, but I'm going with Liverpool.
Yeah, Bayern has made semifinals or even quarterfinal stages. Probably for the last 10 years, they showed to be a good team. Liverpool, they have been a better team in the league. Let's see if that can hold off in the Champions League, maybe even make another final this year. Now we're moving on to the last game coming up by the end of this week. Derby della Madonnina, as the Italians call it. AC Milan and Inter Milan are separated by a point and are 3rd and 4th place respectively. Who looks to be in better shape to come out of this derby victorious?
I'm going to go out here and say AC Milan. simply because they've. I mean, I know both teams are in really good form right now, but AC Milan have been able to hold this form longer than Inter. And I mean, I know it's not that huge of a difference, but just that 1 point lead does make a huge difference for.
I'm gonna go with AC Milan too because Inter Milan. I mean, I'm gonna go with AC Milan, but I think just Inter has too many problems right now. They've pretty much lost Icardi. I don't know what's going on with his contract. He hasn't played the last few games, so he's not gonna be there to get a goal for them. And I think there's just too much going against Inter. Milan have been able to sort of incorporate their new signings finally, like all these weird signings that we thought they were making. They're finally starting to look.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Like AC Milan, like you said, they've made some weird signings, but it's been working for them. Yeah. And Inter, they just had too many problems like at home. They way too many problems at home. But I'm gonna go out and say I think AC Milan's gonna win this 2-0. 2-0.
Yeah, I'm gonna go AC Milan 1-0. To be honest.
1-0.
Yeah, because I don't see them scoring a ton of goals against that defense, but I don't see Inter scoring any goals.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, well, they're both very defensive team, and we saw that Inter currently has issues with Mauro Icardi, as you guys mentioned. Now Icardi, fun story. There's stuff going on with his girlfriend being his agent, not really giving that extension with Inter Milan. Now they do say he's having arguments with fans, and he's the current captain of the team. So it's very interesting to see where this ends up. By the end of the season, I don't think Mauro Icardi will end up staying with the team. Piatek versus Vacevic. Let's see how this game goes. When we come back, we have Yeah or Nay. Stay tuned on WTOP 10.
How did I forget?
The second I got on the campus, I knew Oswego was the place to go.
There's a place for everybody at Oswego.
This school just opens the world to you. Have the opportunity to explore and to learn so many different things, not only about yourself, but the people around you and the world.
It definitely is about the student. I felt it to be very about me. Now that I'm here, I can't imagine myself anywhere else.
Everybody can make something, because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
David Richey. I mean, they were Ethan Bryce Harvey, a Tommy John survivor, Nathan Evaldi.
Welcome back. Our final segment of the day, Yeah or Nay. We love to end it on this. All right, first question, guys. Has Neymar's spell at Paris Saint-Germain been disappointing so far?
Yes, it has been.
No.
Yes, it has. There's two reasons why Neymar went to PSG, why he left Barcelona and went to PSG. One, to get out of Messi's shadow, and two, to win Champions League for PSG. One thing that they have not been able to accomplish.
I think the $36 million a year also played.
Okay, also that, but now has he gone out of Messi's shadow? Yes, and he went straight into Mbappe's shadow.
No,
number two.
And Cavani's shadow too. I could even argue.
Still their best player.
And number
does
two.
More for them than
Champions
anybody.
League. What's happened? He's been at PSG now for 2 seasons. He just got knocked out by Man United.
I mean, he didn't play well against Real Madrid. That's true, but he wasn't playing this year. I mean, he
and
has,
it just goes to show
he
that
has suspiciously missed this part of the season for like 5 years straight.
'Cause
go
of
to
his
his
sister's
sister's
birthday.
birthday. But like, I don't know. That's sort of something you have to take with Neymar. I don't think the move has been a failure at all. He's still only 27. He's in the second year there. They're still developing a team. They don't really have a backbone. They have a lot of good individual players, but they don't have a solid defensive midfielder. They don't have a solid center back rotation.
PSG is a
they don't
solid
have a
team.
solid left back. They don't have.
Oh my God!
I think they're a solid team in the league.
They've spent a lot of money on big players, but they haven't, strengthened the squad so it has enough depth to compete in the Champions League.
I think if Neymar really wants to go out and prove himself, he needs to go to Real Madrid. Real Madrid is a team.
Why would he?
Real Madrid is a team in chaos right now. They need someone.
No,
they need a savior.
Why not make his own legacy at PSG?
Oh, because he can just easily go back to Spain, go to Real Madrid.
Why
and
would he?
There.
He likes it in Paris. It's a great team. They're building it around him. At Real Madrid, he'd be lambasted by a ton of angry fans all the time.
I mean, I know, I know it seems like he's in good relationships with Cavani, but there's still some arguments here and there.
I just don't think so. They have a young team. They have too many talented players.
We're going to stop right there. Kind of see these 2 points. Next question: will Ole Gunnar Solskjaer become the permanent manager for Manchester United?
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Especially after this win against PSG, I don't see anyone taking the job.
Even these games that they've lost, they show a good. They're playing a really good game.
And it's not about the loss. It's about how they come back after a loss.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Every single time they lost under Ole Gunnar.
Yeah,
the next game
he came in, and just by not being Mourinho, I think he just breathed new life into the players.
I mean, any manager could have done that though. Any manager would have done that though, coming in after Mourinho. But the thing is that they're on what's it called? My bad. They were keeping that composure though. They were staying in form under Ole Gunnar.
No, I think with him, he just lets his players express themselves.
Right.
He doesn't force them into roles they don't want to play. Mourinho forced Pogba into a very defensive role. That's not where he is good. He lets Pogba go wherever he wants now. Martial too, Rashford. He shows these players little things that they can do to improve their game, but he lets them express themselves.
And sometimes having that freedom for players is really good.
Yeah.
It's like back when under the Arsene Wenger era, when Ozil was stuck to the left and not in the midfield, not as the number 10 role. You can tell when a player's stuck or they're uncomfortable over a role. It doesn't matter if you're versatile. If you play your natural position, that's when I believe a player will show their all.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right, we're
and
moving
it shows
on.
with how Pogba's been playing the past few weeks.
Now, was it too big of a task for Bale to fill in Ronaldo's shoes?
I don't think
we can even argue
Modric. We'll call him Modric.
Modric as well.
I don't think Bale was really there to fill in Ronaldo's shoes. I don't think anybody
Bale
really
has always been
expected
overrated.
him to.
I think Bale has always been overrated. I mean, don't get me wrong, he is a very good player, but he's just so injury prone.
It's just whenever he gets into a good run of form, he just picks up some little knack.
He's slowly
3 weeks.
He's slowly going up, and then he gets injured, and then again he's slowly going up, and he gets injured.
And then he has to take time to readjust to the team, and then he finally gets his form back, and then it's I don't know. I don't even know what to say. Is he worth any money to any team? Because just of how much he gets
exactly.
injured. Yeah. He's just been incredibly the whole team though. It's not you can't pin it on.
Yeah, it's not just Bale, but I mean you have to put a picture to this whole mess. And I think when you put a picture to it, it's either Bale or Modric. So you picture the problem.
No, I think you lay the problem at the feet of Florentino Perez. You lay the problem at the feet of the fans.
We talked about last week. There's no good team. There's not even a good bench.
Yeah, there's nothing.
On paper,
there's some good young players, but I think they need to rebuild this.
Absolutely. All right, we're gonna do this real quick. Quick yes or no. Will Arsenal finish top 4?
No.
Yeah, I think they got enough in the tank.
All right, sounds good. All right, thank you for tuning in. We will have an episode in 2 weeks due to spring break, so definitely enjoy your breaks, everyone. Have a good night.